Hi, welcome to From the Inside Out with Chris Slowecki, where we go a little deeper into music that I've written about for allaboutjazz.com. Today we're here to talk about the album Earth, or Expansions Earth, by the Dave Liebman group called Expansions, that was released in 2020 on the Wailing City Sound label. So who are these guys? Who is Dave Liebman? Well, Dave Liebman is the leader of the group called Expansions. He is a soprano saxophone player on this album, although he does play other saxophones. Dave Liebman played soprano perhaps not soprano, although it might be soprano. Dave Liebman played anyway, saxophones with Miles Davis from 72 to 74. And so if you have the classic Miles Davis funk records, Get Up With It, On the Corner, or the experimental Dark Magus, you've heard Dave Liebman. Dave Liebman has also been nominated for a Best Jazz Solo Grammy Award for his version of My Favorite Things on the John Coltrane tribute album titled Thank You, John, that was released by the Arcadia Jazz All-Stars. Dave Liebman works with many bands. Expansions is one of them. Expansions is a quintet with Liebman out front on soprano, Tony Marino on bass, Alex Ritz on drums, percussion, and flute. Pianist Bobby Avey and Matt Vashilishan plays wind synthesizer. How did they get together? Well, Liebman put Expansions together in the year 2013. But more to the point, Earth is the fourth and final installment of the Elements series that Liebman began in the year 1997, more than 20 years ago. In 1997, he released an album called Water with Pat Metheny, Billy Hart, and Cecil McBee. 2006, he released Air with the late Walter Quintus, the electronic production pioneer. 2006, he released Fire, and Fire featured bassist Dave Holland, pianist Kenny Werner, and drummer Jack DeJohnette. And now, in the year 2020, Earth concludes the Elements series. What's the best track on Earth? Well, there are a lot of individual solo interludes throughout this piece, but I'm going to pick the song The Sahara, which is played by the entire ensemble instead of just parts of it. It's very true to its title. It just seems to spread out and grow and expand. There's a tremendous sense of exploration and adventure and freedom to it. And it just reminds you of standing in the middle of the Sahara and looking around, and there's just desert everywhere you look. It's an incredibly evocative piece. And that leads very nicely into the next question of what's good about Earth. There's a great quote from Dave Liebman about this piece. I'm just going to read it for you. Melody and harmony play a lesser role in this kind of music. Texture rules. Texture rules. So what does texture rules mean? Well, to me, it means something like this. When you hear a piece of music, you remember a piece of music. 2 days later, you sing a song that you heard or you whistle it. That's the melody part. That's the part our ears generally pick up and remember. That's not how this music is written. Expansions Earth is written around, I would say, conflict and contrasts. There are, in other words, its music is built around things like light contrasting with heavy, or dense contrasting with empty, or bright contrasting with dark, or fast contrasting with slow. It works more like that. And so you need to listen to this a little differently. So if you're the kind of person who likes to listen to different music, or likes to listen to music differently, Expansions Earth is a great piece of music for you. What didn't fit into the review? I really would have loved to have found time and space to write about the song Concrete Jungle. Concrete Jungle. It sounds kind of like, again, what it is. It opens up and it it's very busy. There's a lot of movement and things moving around and back and forth and over and under and into each other. And then everything drops out and you're left with a little piano trio. And it kind of reminds me of, okay, night has fallen, everyone's gone home, and here's this little mouse kind of looking for crumbs or scraps on the floor and in the corners. And then eventually the other musicians and instruments come back in, and you're starting a new day again. It's called Concrete Jungle, and it's a really cool listen, as is the rest of Expansions Earth. So hey, listen, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. If you'd like to learn more about Expansions Earth, please click through the link, and my review link is in the video description underneath this screen. Again, this is Chris Slowacki from The Inside Out and All About Jazz. Peace.